everybody, Dan Schinder here at the NAMM Show 2015 at the Sabian booth with Anthony Tiny Bubz Biuso. How are you, brother?
Thank you, man. Very, very, very happy to meet you, Dan.
You too, finally.
Yeah,
we've been like friends online, like we all are with a lot of people for a while, and it's, you know, we've spoken on the phone, we've worked on scheduling an interview out at our place in Vegas. It hadn't worked out, and then boom, here we are.
Yeah, I'm out in Vegas, and then like the guys in my band wanted to stay late or wherever the hell we were previously, and I can't make it, so I'm glad to see you here.
And you know what? You are the first, if I could use this term, you're the first punk rock drummer we've had on Drum Talk TV. So you're like carving the path of that genre of music on Drum Talk TV, and I'm honored to have you as that. I really appreciate it.
Oh man, thank you very much. You know, it's funny, it's like I grew up listening to classic rock and metal and all types of genres of music, but it just so happens that in 2003, the Dickies called on me to be the drummer in the band, and ever since then I've kind of been labeled as punk rock drummer, which I'm totally fine with, but my clothes are pretty dope, you know, for being a punk rock guy. No, I'm just kidding. No ripped clothes, no ripped clothes. I throw them away when they rip.
But you know, if you think for a moment about the genre of music, and it goes back a lot farther than a lot of people think.
Absolutely.
You know, first of all, who was your major influence in that area of music? And do you feel, well, I think you're a testament to that, the stigma that music has is not always the way that people think those people are. You know what I mean?
Oh,
You're
yeah.
a perfect example of that. We'll get into that in a moment, but talk about the influence.
Well, in a way, you know, punk rock music is about like going against the grain and against the norm and not conforming and all that stuff. And I kind of do that in any way, in that I don't care what you think. I don't care if you look at me and I tell you that some of my favorite bands are Billy Joel and Elton John. Right. To me, that's punk. All right, whatever, fine. I don't care. I don't care what you think of me or how I'm perceived. I mean, when I was growing up, you know, the Sex Pistols, the Ramones, the Clash, bands like that on the East Coast in New York in 1980, you know, when I was kind of just finding roots with music, that was what I was into. You know, earlier than that, it was Kiss and Billy Joel and stuff like that, but then I got a little bit more attitude with, you know, bands like the Ramones and the Sex Pistols and the Clash. So, I mean, these days, you know, punk is a very broad scope of music. I mean,
like rock, period.
Yeah, you know, it's almost a lost genre. And now, to me, punk is only bands that aren't big, aren't well known, and are underground, and are playing to 100 people, and everyone's beating the crap out of each other at the show. That's punk to me.
Yeah. And ripped jeans.
Yeah, and ripped clothes, and made clothes, and stenciled clothing. Yeah.
A quick little detour, completely away from music for a moment, if you don't mind.
Sure.
And if you don't want to talk about this, I respect it, and I'll just demand that you do anyways. But you are a huge advocate for people stopping and taking a moment and helping those less fortunate. Is this something that came from a personal experience? Is this just always been your attitude in life? Is this how you were brought up? I know you were very close with your father.
Yeah.
And you've written about him many times. Where does this come from?
Well, I wish I could say it was something that I've always thought about, but it wasn't, you know, and I used to, you know, have this attitude like, oh, screw that guy. You know, when I smoked cigarettes, you know, the bum would be asking me for a cigarette, and I'd be like, nah, I'm not giving you any of my cigarettes, you know. As a matter of fact, I used to like get into like fights with guys that would try to steal my cigarettes that were homeless people, because I'd be like, no, screw you, go get your own cigarettes, get a job. But as you get older, you mature, and you know, you start to see things around you, and for me, honestly, it's the advent of the internet and social media and the boastful way that people are on the internet and the things that people like to post about and their lives and how exciting it is and how awesome they are and how bitchin' my new shoes are and how look at this brand new flat screen TV. I have 3 flat screen TVs. I don't think I've ever posted one on Facebook. But seeing stuff like that, honestly, has kind of created this, you know, philosophical thought in my head that like we need to just kind of like give back a little bit and give of ourselves more to people. And you know, I could be coming home from a gig and earning good money for a gig, and I drive at the end of the freeway and I see this woman with a sign, and I don't even care these days what the problem is. I used to think, oh, is that guy gonna go buy drugs with that? Is that guy gonna go buy booze with that? I don't care, because that guy's down and out. That guy's humbling himself to stand on the side of the road and to ask for money.
Yeah, and every time I see that, I think they all should become salespeople. I mean, and I mean that in a positive way. You know, not everyone has the to get out there and put themselves out there.
Yeah.
And I think, man, these people that constantly come up to me in a parking lot or like that, they should be trained to become salespeople. They'd probably be great because there's no shame. It's the assertiveness. It's a wonderful quality to have.
And you're right, Dan, because just like a salesperson, it is about the approach. It is about the pitch.
Yeah.
So if you come up to me with an attitude and you're an a-hole, you ain't getting $1.
Yeah.
But if you're humble and you're kind and you're sweet and you're mellow and you're chill, I might give you $20. I mean, I don't mean to sound like a hotshot, but I give people $20 a lot because to me, $20 doesn't damage my financial standing.
Can I have $20?
Sure. Yeah, sure. But you know what I mean? So it's like, and the thing is, look, if you're on Facebook and you're posting every day and you've got your $500 smartphone that you can't afford because you're paying $20 a month to lease it from the new deals that they're running like this, you know what? Give someone $5, give someone $10, because in the end, it makes you feel a million times better. And in the end, it's almost self-gratifying, and it's a little reverse psychology in that you hand someone $5 because you're thinking that they feel good. Next thing you know, you feel great for the rest of the day.
It's an exchange of energy.
Yeah, and you're like, hey man, that was nice. I was happy to do that. And sometimes, you know, you hand someone $5 and they're kind of innocuous about it. They're like, okay, thanks. And then sometimes they're like, the look on their face when you give someone $5 or $10 almost wants to make you cry because you can't believe it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Help people, man. Just help them. They need help.
Help people. And if you're anything, well, me personally, and this isn't about me, but I do believe in, we'll call it karma. I do believe in what goes around, comes around, and you never know what you might need or how that'll come back to you, and I just think that's how the universe works, and it's beautiful.
We are more connected than we are disconnected.
Yeah, absolutely. What is the advice of the day to young and upcoming, not just drummers, but musicians in the area of working with brands and endorsement deals? I mean, you've been with Sabian for a while, you've got other stuff going on, Crush Drums. Yeah. What advice can you give?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get endorsed till like 2001, you know what I mean? And I'd been playing drums for 20 years already, you know? And the one thing that I need to impress upon people is that you are performing a service for that ability to get 70% off as a B-list endorser or some free swag as an A-list endorser. They're expecting something from you. Yeah. It's not just an exchange for your cool hairdo or your band is great. It's not about that. It's more about the fact that there are ad dollars going out there that these companies like Sabian pay for ads. Well, now what they do is they give a guy a ride and a crash and a set of hi-hats, and they hope that the guy's posting about it on social media. They hope that the guy's tagging about it. They hope that the guy is turning the logo the right way so the Sabian emblem can be read from their photos. They're taking overhead photos, drum photos, posting to YouTube, the internet, Instagram, Facebook, all this kind of stuff. I was with Jim Diodario the other night, and we had a 20-minute discussion about this, and I was just talking his ear off about it, and he looked at me and goes, man, I ought to have you at some of these trade shows with me to talk to these young guys coming up, because look, look, you're watching this and you're probably saying, who the hell is this guy? And that is fine. But Dan's interviewing me, and I've been to 35 countries and 48 states. I'm a lucky cat. And the way that happens is you're grateful, you're humble, and you perform your service that's expected of you, and that is to post, repost, tag, show your gratitude for these people.
And probably doesn't hurt to say why you like a particular brand and the line or series that you're using. True. I mean, that it's important. Yeah. That's the word endorse is a verb, and they don't endorse you, and they're not your sponsor. You endorse the brand and the product.
Yeah,
it's important to get the language right.
And you know what? You're absolutely right. Not to be forgotten that it's not just about getting said item for free. It's that item has to speak to you. You have to go around. You have to check stuff out. You have to see what appeals to you, and then talk about that and give some descriptive words and phrases about what you like about, you know, the Sabian ozone symbols, or what you like about the Sabian air crashes. What appeals to them? What appeals to you and for them in your music and the style of music that you play? Yeah.
Absolutely. Watch for, in the near future, depending on when this comes out, a full-length, in-depth interview that I'm going to do together with Tiny about your career, more about your background, little
Yeah,
more.
getting set to go back out on tour right now with Doyle in March and April.
Awesome.
Record a new record with Doyle, ex-guitar player for the Misfits.
Yeah.
And that has been a really excellent gig and a lot of fun.
That's cool.
Yeah, for sure.
So watch for that, and follow this link on the screen to follow Tiny. And thanks for watching, Anthony, Tiny Bubz Biuso, and myself, Dan Schinder, here on DrumTalkTV.com.